Good evening and welcome to the Instant Rewards Back Office Live Training Workshop every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday this past week, of course, was Christmas Eve, and on New Year's Eve we're not going to be doing a webinar on the holiday eve because I would hope and expect people would be spending time with their friends and family, most especially your families, okay? But I thought I would at least keep the Saturday workshop going so that we can kind of keep abreast of what's going on. Past couple of months, I've been working out some technical issues between two accounts that I had set up with Citrix GoToMeeting, GoToTraining, and it was causing some conflict. So I've got those straightened out. I didn't think it was going to take, 45, 60 days, but we're back, same channel as always, same channel as we've always had here on this particular link. So, if you want to invite others, all you got to do is, tell your peeps, to be over here on the next call, which is next Saturday. After that, we'll get back to the Wednesday and Saturday, okay? There's the link information for the GoToMeeting. Tonight, we're going to show some people how to, get registered. There's been a few people that have not been able to get their back office. So, I don't know what they're doing. They're missing a step, You definitely want to have a copy of the back office so that you can make use of the tools. And what I'm talking about here is this puppy right here, the Instant Rewards Network or the IMN1 or the Instant Money Network, whichever one you're using. I use all three. For tonight's workshop, we're going to talk about the big one, okay, the IRN marketing system. When you first log in, you'll come to the directory page and you'll see this video. I'm going to just put it on pause right now. The questions have been asked in the groups about what are these active marketing links. These active marketing links were set up as alternate links for the purposes of using on Facebook because the regular marketing link, instantrewardsnetwork.com, has been flagged by Facebook and blocked because it's just, damn saturated, okay? So that's why Anthony came up with Instant Rewards Register and Instant Rewards Pays.com as alternates with your ID on the end after the /, okay? So, they can be used. If you find them being blocked by Facebook, if you do any kind of Facebook referencing, and this also includes private messaging in Facebook, it will get blocked there too. It'll get blocked in comments, it'll get blocked in posts on your wall, it'll get blocked in groups, on pages, and in instant messages in the chat PM box. When you get logged in, first thing you're going to do is you're going to see this big orange box here. Enough of this, okay? The offer sites, and I'm going to differentiate between the marketing site and the offer sites. The offer sites, there's 17 of them. There's the starter, the easy PayPal 60, 80, 100, 120 games, gift cards, cameras, laptops, fast, quick, 50, 10, 1, and gold, okay? They all have different payouts. You can register on each one just by going to the starter.instantrewards.net and extend your account. If you don't get the link from your sponsor, it will sign you up under the house account, okay, which I'm sure Anthony would appreciate that. So check with your sponsor first and get their links. If they're not registered in these, tell them to get registered and then send you their links if you want to work with them and, help them out. Right now, I'm green in about half of these. I'm registered in all 17. The ones that I'm promoting right now is over in the IMN1, I'm promoting the 100. And in the Instant Rewards Network, I'm promoting the 100 and the 80. And why I'm doing this, I want to click on status check here. So when you first log in, you're going to see whatever you're registered with. And by the way, folks, use the same email address and password as you used when you signed up on the offer sites. Use the same email and password when you register for your copy of the marketing system. That way, back here, you'll be synchronized, and you can log in to any one of these sites that you're synchronized with, and you won't have to go to the site separately and log in. It'll log you in from the back office. You can do your business here, order your money, check your referrals. You can email them, just click on them. It'll open up your email account. You can send them a message and say, hey, you might even type up a little template and say, you've been with me since November the 29th. Do you want to get started? Do you want to get started making money? Or whatever. Don't get too pushy with them. That's one good way to run people off. Okay. But just, stay in touch with your peeps. Another way of staying in touch is, of course, using the broadcast function of the autoresponder. About once every 24 hours, you can send a broadcast blast to everybody and just kind of keep them on the same page. Don't try to sell anything. The autoresponder is, a lot of people will forget that they even signed up, and they'll accuse you of spam, but don't worry about it if they bust your chops for it, because they signed up on their IP and their complaints are not going to carry anyway. All right. It's got their IPs if they signed up. Here is where you're going to set up your primary step 1 and your secondary step 2 offers. And then once somebody signs up with you and they go through that process of qualifying, they will be taken through that automatically through your step 1 and step 2. All right. And how you do that is you use this right here, and you can run it in reverse. If you're registered, whatever you're registered in, you can run it in any combination you want. If you're registered in all of them, okay, you can do the 120 and the starter, or the 100 and the 80 like me, or the 100 and the 60, or the 100 and the gold, or you can run the 120 and the 80 if you're green in both of them. And if you were lucky enough to get somebody to do both of those, that would be $200 payout. But the 120 is not as easy to do as the 100. And believe it or not, the 100 is just about as easy to do as the 80, the gold, or the 60, or even the 20, the starter, okay? The starter, it's been real popular over the years because, it kind of implies its own name. It's a starter. It's a place for people to start. They get their feet wet, and they overcome their jitters of getting started. But the starter, you might get it complete depending on the time of the year and which offers we have back there in the offer site. You might get it done in one offer. You might get it done in 2 or 3. Okay. Believe it or not, the 80 and the 100 is not that hard to do. I can get the 100 done in 3 offers, with some of the high value offers in the merchants. Depending on, the particular trial and the value and the cost, you can get it done in 3 to 5 offers, maybe 8. Okay. And I can show you some examples of, what you could use to get complete in the 100. The only thing in the terms and the conditions of Instant Rewards, you cannot tell your referrals which offers to do. You can just kind of show them around. If you're on the phone with them, you can have them look around and see something that they like and try, and then they just got to do enough offers to get that 1.0 credit. All right. Now, here's something that I've put together just as a little notation. There's, some offers, pay more than others. It's like on some of these, they only pay out like a 0.05. Some pay out a 0.15. Pimsleur pays a 0.30, My Score pays a 0.10, Credit Score pays a 0.10, Gamefly pays a 0.10, and then Derby Jackpot pays a 0.25. If they were to do, and this is just an example, okay, if they were to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offers right here, that's a total of 6 offers that would give them a 1.0 credit, and their total out-of-pocket cost is $30.95. Okay. Down here, if you go through the offers on the 100, you see they have different values. Okay. Simply Inc. is an easy one to do. It's only a 0.10. Okay. The nice thing about Simply Inc., it's not a residual offer monthly subscription site. It's a one-time purchase, good to go. You have to make a purchase of, a product or something with a regular credit card or debit card. If you use, virtual currency, your credit may be revoked, okay, if you don't make a minimum purchase of $40. If you're going to make a purchase over at Simply Inc. and buy some paper like I did, I got 3 reams of paper for $15. $5 per ream copy paper for my printer, and I was good. I was credited. I did that and paid for it with my debit card. They even have a PayPal option, okay, that you can even pay for it with PayPal if you have money in your PayPal account. Mark and I were talking about CashNet USA. Carries a very high credit value. It's a 0.5. However, the downside to any of these payday loans companies, they're not allowed in all states. There are some states that do not allow them to operate. I think Montana, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, and a few others over there do not allow payday loan companies to operate. Okay, they have funded people in 31 states. Caveat emptor, parlo Latino. If you get into a payday loan situation, and this is with any of them, okay, whether it's CashNet USA or any, they carry a very high interest rate on payback, anywhere from 500 to 800%, okay, and they do require a minimum of 6 months agreement to pay back, so they make their money, and, they're not always, guaranteed that you're going to get the loan and put the money in your bank. I don't recommend them, okay? I dissuade people from getting into bad loan situations. But if they're solid enough and they can afford the high rate of interest, do know this, that it carries a high credit value. GoDaddy Hosting and Domain.com. Okay, here's two offers here. It's a 0.40 and a 0.25. If you have no use for a domain name that you can use to redirect over to your affiliate site, then, you know, it's really not necessary that you go and do something like this. If you don't know how to host an account and work with cPanel, this might not be a good offer for you or your referrals. If they want to take the time to learn how to do, you know, some WordPress plugins and build some websites, there is a ton of information on YouTube, tutorials for GoDaddy Hosting, Domain.com, building WordPress sites, hosting accounts, redirecting, plus GoDaddy and Domain.com both offer very good customer service, you know, anytime you need help, you know, in redirecting your domain. And sometimes it's helpful to have a domain redirect where if, say, for example, you know, over here on Facebook, okay, if you're trying to, you know, advertise on Facebook, with your own domain, I might go in here and let's say, let me get over here to my wall real quick. If I wanted to put up an ad, okay, to http://instant rewards network.com/DMS group. First thing that's going to happen is it's going to spawn over here, and it's going to probably bust me in the chops with a message when I try to post it. All right. If I try to post, it's going to tell you that, you know, their security systems detected it to be unsafe, which is bullshit. We all know that. But, you know, and do mind you, ladies and guys, if you're not accustomed to the occasional BS bombs and the F bombs, I do drop one every now and then. I try not to drop them too often, but you know, it happens because I'm no real big fan of Facebook or Craigslist. I use them, but you know, sometimes it's because they're the biggest bully on the block. But you know, it's just that, you know, we know why they got blocked on Facebook is because there's so many people in the Instant Rewards Network company that have just saturated it. So what do? All right. We might go, let's say, make money with Ernest.com/instant rewards. All right. And let's see what that does. I think I've got an index page up on that. If I click it, page not found. Okay, so I don't have anything there. So I'll take that down. Let's delete that. Maybe I have to go dynamic. So let me go over and I'll show you what my cPanel looks like. Okay, just a real quick to see what do I have over in that folder. I know this is, I'm using Fat Cow on this account. Good company. They don't have as many features as some of the others, and their cPanel is a little bit different than the normal cPanel. But it's not that hard to get used to. Okay, let me get over here to Instant Rewards. Okay, so basically what I've got over here in the Instant Rewards is a WordPress plugin. All right. So if I went over to, and I don't have it plugged in yet. So, but quick start notes, okay? Let's take a look. I think I plugged this in. Okay. Get back over here to all right. Let's see what this is. Quick Start Notes dash version 2. Quick Start Notes dash V2 PDF. Okay, there. And now it's spawned. Okay. So I can get a direct link to somebody if they wanted to. But because I had somebody posting a bunch of stuff for me over here on my makemoneywithernest.com/IRN, and the links and the index, I cannot post that because they've got that blocked for the same reason. And this is a redirect that I used over to one of my capture pages. So yeah, you can use it, but be careful who you outsource your links to, because they can do more than you expect. Sometimes you can get too many backlinks, okay, to your account. So that's just, you know, one instance I wanted to give to you about using, you know, putting stuff on Facebook, you know, with those forwarding services with domain.com, GoDaddy. Yeah, you can use them if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, we can do some tutorials and workshops here. You know, if you kind of give me a heads up, you know, we can work with some of these. I use GoDaddy. I use probably about 6 or 8 different domain and hosting companies: GoDaddy, domain.com, Hosting Nation, 1&1. I've got several that I use. Okay, so this, for example, domain.com is a 0.25 credit. My PC backup is a 0.20, so they could, you know, find something here. Avant credit. Avant credit is another one of those unsecured personal loans. You got to have a good credit to get it. That's a 0.55. Cash Central is another one, is a 0.50. Garcinia Wonder is, you know, for burning fat and stopping cellulite and all that stuff. Happy Day 0.20, no hair removal 0.30. So it wouldn't be hard, okay, if somebody wanted to come in and do like the Garcinia Wonder, and the no for 0.55, the STD test is 0.20, and then come on, you know, with maybe another 0.5 or 0.55. And they might go over the 1.0, but they could do it in three offers. Choose some of the smaller offers over there on the 100 site. And yeah, you could, you know, easily do the 100 with 5 offers. 3 to 5 offers, 6 offers, or 8 offers, depending on, like I said, depending on the values and the cost. You know, some people are going to be concerned about cost. Those 6 I just used as an example is a $30.95, $31 out of pocket. Here the cost varies. Simply Ink, I did it for $15, and I got something from a $15, and I used them over and over, you know. So this is the whole purpose of the freebie industry, is finding companies that are really great at service and products that you wouldn't normally find, okay? And me, I don't always have time to go down to Office Depot in Lubbock and buy paper and cartridges. I can buy them through Simply Ink and have them shipped to me, okay? The hosting accounts, I've gotten some good hosting accounts with GoDaddy and Domain.com hosting, Nation 1&1, and some of the others, and Fat Cow. Oh gosh, who all have I signed up with? I can't even remember. I've got them in a spreadsheet somewhere. So there's lots of ways that you can get qualified on the 100. When you get signed up on the 100, and let's just go up here, okay? It's right here. If you don't have a sponsor, get with your sponsor and get their number, okay? Get their referral link to the 100 so you can sign up under them. If they're not signed up and completed, tell them, you know, get signed up and get their number to you so, you know, you can make it. Now, here's the psychology. Let me give you the psychology. And I had a conversation this afternoon with Mina. She's on the call with us tonight. She called me from the West Coast and left me a message, and I called her back. When you're signed in and you're green, if you're not green and somebody completes under you, the money's just going to sit there and wait for you, okay? So no big deal. You can get in there and get complete, and I've done this. I've had people sign up under me in some of these channels because I'm registered in all 17. I'm not green in all of them. And what I did, I just kind of dawdled around, you know, and I finally went in there and did some offers and got green and then collected my money. All right. You can do that with the 100, okay? If you're presently running, let's say, the starter 80, you can run it backwards. You can run it 80 to starter if that's all you're green in. If you want to collect a bigger paycheck, and then they can upgrade to the smaller one later. I personally am doing the 100 and the 80, and then you click reorder. You do have to set both of them. You cannot set these to the same offer site because you'll get a message like this. You got to select a unique value. Okay, so your step 2 does have to be different. Okay, so the reason why I do that is because it automatically steps them through in the sign-up process and has them complete the 100 first. And the way I do that is I have them on the phone. When I'm walking them through this, I tell them, you know, you've got to do enough offers to get a 1.0 credit, okay? And I can tell them, you know, you can do it between 3 to 8 different merchant offers, depending on, you know, what you can afford to qualify with, depending on the values that they pay out. If they're tech savvy, and they know how to use domains and stuff like that, you might get them completing 3 offers with some of the domain offers, okay? If they're not tech savvy and they don't know how to do domains, then, look at some of the offers. Have them look at some of the other offers. You just cannot tell them which ones to do. You do that, and the company finds out, they will slap you sillier than a coyote on a bad case of Viagra, okay? It's not funny, folks. They do frown on that, all right? The publishers and the company, they won't tolerate it. They'll pull out of the network, and you'll end up with a bunch of sorry ass offers, that nobody wants to do. Right now, we've got some good offers, and we don't want to mess that up. We've got some good products in here. Let me just log in here real quick on the 60. Pays a $10 bonus for $70, okay? Let's look at some of the offers. They have different values and weights on the 60 as it does, from the starter or the 100, okay? Some of them are similar. Pimsleur is a 0.5. I think over on the 100 it was a 0.3, okay? And this is something else. You think outside the box. Even if they don't want to learn a foreign language, do they know somebody that they could use and give this as a gift? Do they know somebody who wants to learn a language? And by the way, if you've done any of these offers through another network with anybody, anywhere, at any time, you cannot do them again, okay? So this is all new customers. If you've never done any of these offers, fine, you can sign up and try them. But let's say you don't want to learn Spanish or Russian or German or Tagalog or Finnish, all right? But you know somebody who does. You can get the 30-day trial for the 10-day course for $9.95, and you could give it to them for a gift. At the end of 22 days, if you didn't want to, keep the residual learning with Pimsleur, you can cancel it. It's a 30-day trial, okay? They do have a monthly advanced course, but it gets rather expensive, okay? And different courses have different prices. I've got 7 sitting over here on my desk that I've been using for French, Italian, German, Hebrew, Arabic, Tagalog, Russian, and getting into the advanced membership of those. Some of them run as much as $300 a month, okay? But you don't have to spend but about 10 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day to really, learn these languages. Me, I can sit down and probably keep myself limited to about 7 or 8 languages at a time without confusing them. If I was trying to learn 12 languages, it'd be a little bit more confusing because when I was a kid, I got Spanish and Italian confused with each other. So, I'm going on 62. It's not as easy for me to learn new languages, so I do well just to speak Spanish and Italian. But you can give that as a gift. Think outside the box. Here's another thing. DVD movie clubs, for Disney. You can give those to the kids or the grandkids if you just need a 0.10 credit somewhere. Dr. Zeus Book Club. I've got Dr. Zeus. I got about 7 or 8 or 9, I think 9 books. Got them boxed up, going over to the Philippines for my little niece. And shipping the books over there is costing more than the books cost me. Shipping the books over there by FedEx is running me about $80, and the books didn't cost me but about $25. So, but you make a kid happy. And Disney book clubs, same thing. You know, think outside the box. And remember, if you do get into these book clubs on any of these channels, that you've got to look at their contractual obligations. They may require you to purchase 4 more books in 12 months, okay? And if you can purchase all 4 books in 1 month after the obligatory free shipping, then you can cancel, you know, as long as you've met your purchases, okay? And if it costs you, you know, $20 or $30 to get out of the club monthly membership with them, then fine. I've got some Doubleday accounts, and I've got some other book club accounts. I've got 3 that I've had for going on 3 years because I love to read. I just, you know, I sit down in my spare time and I'll get a new book and I can pick new books, you know. So I've kept some of these book clubs, you know, that we've had over the years. I've kept them for 3 years now. And they always send me good books. So there's always something back here that you can do depending on the values and the merchants and your taste and the taste of your referrals, okay? So doing the 100 as your step 1 and then your step 2 is something else is really not all that hard, and here's the psychology behind it. If they don't ever upgrade and do the smaller payout of 80 or starter 20 or the 50 or 60, if they've done the 100 on the step 1, you've made an even $100. Now here's the key. How do you get 10 or 15 of them to do that every day? Okay. How do you get that many calls in? Well, Mark and I sat there and discussed this earlier over on Facebook. We were talking about, you know, how you can go around to different Starbucks, McDonald's, any public Wi-Fi and set up a phone verified account with Craigslist. I'm not a big detractor of Craigslist, and I'm not a real big fan of Craigslist. I'm kind of neutral. Depending on which demographics and which city I post in, Craigslist can be a good producer in some places. In other places, it can suck, okay? But I just, you know, I say this over and over. Just remember, Craigslist is not the only game in town, okay? There's other channels out there, okay? One of the things that I like is this classified ad site, this classified submission. It's $39.95 a month. Mark turned me on to this. The inboundcallscoop.com is another one where you can go over there and buy 100 calls for $100. That's $1 a call. And I'm sure if you're good enough at this, you can close 10 or 20% of them, you know. And if I had the opportunity to make $1,000 or $2,000 with $100 investment, you betcha. More times out of none, I'm going to close about half of them. Okay, so if I get 20 calls a day, and I get 100 calls in a week, I'm going to close half of them at least. You know, I'm going to make sure I've got my goals. If it takes me 3 hours or if it takes me 8 or 10 hours, I'm going to make my $1,000 a day. Okay. I might not do it all in instant rewards. I might do some over at IRN, IMN1. I might do them at the 100. I might do them with another network. Okay. But I'm going to make my $1,000 a day. Okay. That's no big deal. A Fluentry Connection has a co-op also, okay, where you can buy live transfer leads. Same price, $1 per. They have a monthly special where you can get, I think, like a 15% discount if you buy 4 weeks worth. They got a $50 for 50 calls. Calls start rolling in on Monday. You do have to have your order in by Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time. Deadline for taking calls is every Friday at midnight. So if you want to sign up with them, you can go over there. If you need their link, there's their link where you can go over there and you can order your calls. Give them the information where you want the calls to come in. And I'm telling you, you better be ready sitting at your desk. Have your ass in the chair when you place these orders during the day before Friday, because you're liable to start getting calls within the hour. Okay. And lots of calls. Okay. And that's with both the inbound calls and the Enterprise Affiliate Connection. Over here, if you use Call Co-op, this is for people who know how to work the phone. And let me say something, you know, in addition to that, and Mark, he'll probably agree with me. If you're not strong on the phone, you can get there, you know, you can work on it. But if you think this is all autopilot, you're not going to make a lot of money unless you use that phone. The phone has been the primary tool of sales and direct marketing for generations, okay? Since I was a kid with a rotary dial. In the old days when we had cranks and you had to, you know, use a party line, the old phone was the way to get information out, okay? If you're afraid of becoming a phone warrior, and you don't want to use the phone, then you're not going to make as much money as Mark and a lot of the phone warriors, okay, and myself. If you can take more calls, it's just like the other day. I was on a phone call with a guy for a little over 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 38 seconds. I went over my limit. Usually I'm on and off the phone with my preliminary call in 2 to 3 minutes, maximum 5. I try not to go over 5. So 4 minutes and 38 seconds, I was pushing it. I was 22 seconds away of going over my limit, okay, on the preliminary call. So once I get them up and started and running, all right, then I do call them back. When I see that they're registered and they watch that first video and they put in their information, and then I bridge over to the second video, they watch that, then that's pretty much where I can leave them and then call them back, or they'll call me and see if they need help, you know, getting completed. One of the guys asked me, he says, you know, I get a lot of people, he's complaining. I got this one guy, he's always messaging me on Facebook. I'm not going to, you know, put his name out here, but he's always whining about people putting in false information, name, phone numbers, email addresses. And I said, well, you just don't know how to close them. You're not leading them right. You're not leading them and you're not closing them right. Okay. You're not in control. All right. And how do you do that? When they call me, I ask them 2 questions. Do you have your own internet connection? That's a yes, no. Do you have your own computer? That's a yes, no. Okay. And depending on how they answer that, it will determine which way I go in this either or equation. I'm like a programmer, okay? If something doesn't add up over here, I'll go off in a different direction. If they say, no, I don't have my own connection to the internet, then I tell them, thank you for calling and call me back when you do. And I'm off the phone. Okay. If they say yes, then my next question is, do you have a laptop or a desktop connected to your ISP on your own IP? That's a yes, no, okay? You know, if they say, no, but I can get to one, no, you need to do this on your own IP. Thank you for calling. If yes, then I ask them the third question, are you sitting at your computer right now? Do you have your butt parked in the chair at the keyboard right now? If it's no, then I tell them, call me back when you do. Simple as that, folks, okay? Cindy, how many times have I said this? Mark, you know, Mina, you've heard me say this over and over, guys. There's no sense in giving them your link if they're not parked in that chair at the keyboard. This is why some people say, well, I'll give the link to them, I send it to them by email, and I just get a bunch of false information because they bail or they blow me off or I never hear back from them. I don't get that, okay? I prevent it. And this right here, okay, is the way to prevent a lot of that, all right? Getting with a co-op, all right? And let's see. I sent you all the connections. Okay. I already sent you all the connections. And look, guys, you know, if you have to go out and pick up a part-time job at the convenience store or gas station or pick up sticks and shovel snow, get the $100 necessary to get over here and get your co-op calls. And if you can come up with $200, do $100 on each one, okay? You might try this one first, 1 week, and then do this one the next week. All right. Get your live transfer leads, your calls, your inbound calls, because when they place the ads, they're going to come to you. They're going to route them through a router. You're going to get calls. They post the ads, you get the calls. You don't even have to post the ads. That's one, okay? One of the others that I strongly suggest using is that right there, okay? This classified submissions for $39.95 a month. They will post to over 500,000 sites every month with software. This is not done manually. They plug you in. They get you plugged in. You give them the ad. You give them the link that you want this to go to. In some cases, they may ask for some keywords, long tail, short tail. Okay, and then they will post them to classified ad sites, websites, search engines, web directories. You know, I discussed this last week. You know, FFA sites, they're kind of old school. They don't use them. They're kind of obsolete. I don't know why they even, you know, mention that and advertise it. But the message boards and the forums and the classified ad sites and 500,000 plus networked sites, search engines, you know, yeah. In the web directories, I'd say, yeah, everything except for the FFA. You know, if they put you there, fine. There's still some people that use FFA, okay, which is a free-for-all. But your ad gets pushed down so fast, and if they're not submitting on a regular basis, like every 60 seconds, I just don't spend a whole lot of time on FFA. I quit using FFAs 14 years ago because 15 years ago they were they were just so overpopulated, okay? And about a year later, after I didn't get any results from them, I quit using them. That's 14 years ago, folks, okay? I haven't used FFAs. But everything else that these people do, it is absolutely worth the $39.95 per month, okay? And you can always call them. You know, they answer the phone. This is monthly. When you get plugged in, you can pay for it with PayPal. You can give them your information here. Once you get logged in, you can set up your ad, and you can cancel anytime just by emailing them, all right? You know, if you don't want to keep it running monthly, and you can go in and change it month to month, you know, let it run a month, go in and tweak your ad if it's not pulling like you want it to. But I get a lot of leads from this. I get a lot of leads from the others, okay? Some months I'll run them over to Instant Rewards Network. Some months I'll run them over to the IMN1. But I always make sure that I have my 100 plugged in as the first offer, okay? So that's how you would set that up there. Get your completions done, get registered in the 100, and set that as your step one. If you're over on the IMN1, then let's get logged in here real quick and show you. You can only run one at a time over here. I got this guy, he called me yesterday. This is like, what's the day, the 27th? What's the day? Yeah, today's the 27th. Okay. He called me yesterday, day after Christmas, you know, from one of my ads. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Hector's over here. Oh, I know where he's at. He was in Yuma, Arizona. I signed him up in the IMN1 because it's the easiest. And like I said, you can only promote, you know, one. So whatever you're doing over here, if you're running the 60, then you put the 60 in there. If you're running the gold, put the gold and then the corresponding number. Because I'm doing 100, I'm not going to save that. I'm not going to change it. So anything that I just pop out of, it's not going to change. Let me open up one more file here, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If you plug your numbers in, let's see, instant referral links, short list, okay. I keep mine in a little text format, okay. I've got the 10, the 1, the starter, the easy, the fast, the quick. I got them all right here in just a little, you know, text file. I don't have the payouts on this, but what you want, okay, is if you're, let's say you're promoting games, all right, 2 pieces over on the IMN1 profile that you would need would be the number, okay, and then the name, all right, preferably capitalize the first letter. Some of these pay out 30, some of them pay out 40, some of them, you know, pay out 50 like this one. Gold pays out 70 just like the 60. It pays out a total of $70. So, you know, if you're doing the 100 or the 120 or something like that, put in the corresponding number and then the offer name. So that's it. Keep your numbers in a file where you can find them so that if you need to send them to your referrals, you can. Okay. Any questions? I haven't seen anybody chatting. I've got chat open. We can go into Q&A. We've been here for about 55 minutes. If you like, I can unmute everybody and don't everybody talk all at once. Anybody got any questions?
Ernest.
Yes.
The one you were saying with $39.95 to set up your ad. What's the website to that?
Okay, let's see here. Let me close that. That's this right here. I'm put it in the chat. Okay.
Okay. All right.
There's a link in the chat on the control panel. Now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Never mind, I see it.
Here, okay, now that is the directory of ad sites that I put together. Over here, this is just a directory, and that link is available, okay?
Yeah. Did you
there.
post it? Because I don't see it here in the chat.
Yeah, I posted both of them.
You did. Let me refresh, because I don't see it in the chat.
It's in the control panel, Joseph. I see where you've logged out, and you haven't logged.
I ain't logged out.
Because it showed you as jumping out. You must have dialed back in on the phone.
Yeah, I did. So what?
Okay, that's why you can't see it, because you've got to be logged in on the webinar. You've got to be logged in on your computer.
Okay, so come out and come. Hold on. Let's see.
You got to find that link.
Okay.
That you originally signed up with, when you logged in.
Right.
That's the only way you're going to get the link, unless I email it to you. And I can do that after the class.
Okay, well, I should be able to see when I come back in.
Yeah. And if you don't see it here, I'll post the links in the description below the video when I upload it to YouTube, so you'll get the replay.
Okay.
But just as a heads up to everybody that's here, Ad Plotter, we've gone over this before. Classified ad submission, that's the one that I was just showing you. If you want to use this directory here, I got Craigslist in there. I just don't use Craigslist all that much. Everything here that you see bolded is either an upgradable service or a full purchase service. Okay. So some of these, like Ad Plotter, you can post free ads or you can upgrade. Same thing with Ad Post. Noah's Classifieds, right now it's all free. I just posted another ad up there today. You can create an ID up there, register, log in, submit your ad, and then log out. And put it in, proper category. It's pretty straightforward. It gets good indexing. Not a whole lot of people are using it. But, that's okay. Y'all don't want to use it, that's fine. It doesn't cost anything. It does get some pretty good indexing into the search engines. So I'm not going to dwell on that. We've been just a shade over an hour on the call. If we don't have any more questions, Joseph, I'm going to send you the links by email so that you can take a look at these. Anybody else need anything from me?
I actually had a quick question.
If you're Mark's referral, talk to Mark. Okay? And your question was?
Hi, could you hear me?
Yeah, is this Kristen?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, I had a quick question. This is really new to me, and I am Mark's referral, but since I have you on the line, I just thought I would ask.
Okay.
When you're doing the 60, 80, 100s,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting a little bit confused about is when you put in 60, 80, or 100, does that influence the offers that the person is seeing?
Yeah. They'll be taken to a different offer site. Okay.
A different offer site. Okay.
So let me just kind of show you right here.
Okay. So the 60, if you want to get paid the $60, it's gonna bring up a certain offer page. If you're going for 100.
Yeah, they're going to be, if you're promoting the 60 as your step one, they'll be taken over here. Okay.
Okay.
They'll be, of course, required to, refer under, whoever's referring them will show their name and number. Then they'll put in their email address. And if they've never referred with any of these channels, they will have to go through the PVA, phone verification. Okay. But that's only one time. Once they go to the others and extend, let's say they got registered on the 60 and they want to extend on the 80, then it will import all the information from the 60 over to the new account. And if you're promoting the 60 and the 80, step one, step two, then it'll take them to the 60 first and then the 80 second.
Okay.
The nice thing about the 60 is it pays a $10 bonus for $70 and 80. If they do both of them, that's $150. That's not a bad day.
No.
If you can get, your referrals to do both of them. And, really the 60-80 combo is not that hard to do. You can do about 3 to 5 offers on each one of these to get done. The only reason I probably sacrifice $50 by not doing the 60-80, I do the 100 as my step one and the 80 as step two.
Okay.
It takes about the same amount of offers, okay? 3 to 5 offers, maybe 6 offers, or even 8, depending on, the referrals' taste in products and services and what their wallet will, fit.
Will allow.
The 100 is easy enough to do, as you've already seen. And if they don't do the 80 until later, you've already made $100. So, yeah, it's easier for them because they only had to do one site. And at least they can get up and running and making $100 per referral.
So
If
does it matter? It depends on what you came in. Like if I came in on a $60 offer, that's what I can promote.
You can promote that, but let me hold on a second. I'm getting feedback. Okay. Can you still hear me? Let me unmute you. Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is, do you have control over which offer you're putting out there? You have control over if you're throwing out a 60, 80, or 100.
Are you calling in on the phone?
No, I'm on the computer.
Okay. I was getting some feedback.
Okay.
I was trying to cut the feedback down. Let me go back over this again. Okay, Kristen, I've got you muted, but I'm still getting feedback. You don't have your phone open somewhere? Are you dialed in? Is somebody else dialed in? How about if I mute everybody? That'll work. Okay. let's go back. You have control right back here when you log into your instant rewards, whatever you are registered in. When you come to the directory page and this video starts playing, you can just click into the middle of it and stop it. Scroll down here to the status check. As long as you have used the same email address and password, they will synchronize with this marketing system. These two systems are tied together, okay? The offer sites and the marketing system. If you're doing the 60 and the 80, set step 1, step 2, and then hit reorder, and you'll see it change up here, okay, 60, 80. Now, when somebody signs up under you, they're going to be taken through step 1 first. If they do all the offers in a full 1.0 credit, enough for a full 1.0 credit, you're going to get paid $60 plus a $10 bonus. If they upgrade and do the 80, you're going to make another $80, so per referral you can make $150, all right? 70 and 80 is $150. And you can do this either way you want, all right? You can do 80-60. Instead of 60-80, you can do 80-60 and get paid on the 80 first, and then have them do the 60 payout, which pays 70, and that would give you 150. Why do I sacrifice $50 by promoting the 100 and then the 80? Because I find that most people will do one site. And this is one of the things that Mina and I were talking about today. There's a lot of people, you know, if you're promoting, let's say, the starter, okay, all you're making is $20. You know, you have really got to do a lot of referrals on the starter to make $20. You got to work your ass off, okay, and do just about the same number of offers in the starter as you do the 80 or the 100 to make $20. Well, why work your ass off for $20 when you could make 3 to 5 times as much in the 60, 80, or the 100? Okay, that's the psychology behind what I'm doing. If they never do anything else besides the 100, or if they do this later, that's, you know, that's cool. Okay. I could change this from the 100 to the 60 and make $170 instead of $180. I could change it to the 50 and the 100 and still make $150, or I could do the 80 and the 60 and still make $150 because this pays out a $10 bonus. It's just whatever you're complete in. You do have control of which way your referrals go through the system. They will be automatically stepped through on step 1 and then step 2. When they get to step 2, they can skip it and do it later, okay? And some of them do. But you want to make sure that if you are, you know, looking to make maximum, and this is where it's going to take a little bit of a sales close on your part. You got to be a bit of a salesman on this. You can tell them it's just as easy to get complete on the 100 and make $100 per referral as it is to do the starter 60 and the 80. Okay, it's really not that hard. I've showed you guys. You can take them through and let them choose. You can't tell them which ones to do, but you can take them through and show them which ones would be easy enough, for them to do. So somewhere between 3 to 8 offers, depending on the values and the weights and the likes and the dislikes and what their pocketbook can stand. Here's what it boils down to, and I hear a lot of people say this, well, I get a lot of people who don't have 2 nickels to rub together. Well, move on to the next call. If they don't see the power of investment, of putting, and this is why I don't incentivize. I do not reimburse people that doesn't work. They won't work the business. They won't see the value because they're not business-minded, okay? I will not reimburse people or incentivize them with a reimbursement. If they don't see the power of investment, then they won't get off their ass and go out there and shovel snow to make an extra buck to seed their business. They won't get out there and do landscaping and lawn care and trim trees. I know a guy that went out and trimmed trees and landscaped just so he could buy into a $300 system. All right. He believed in it that much. And it takes the power and the knowledge of investment, which a lot of people don't because they're on the government dole. They're an entitlement-minded person. They think, the government and all their agencies are here to hand out, their life to them. Well, I got some sad news for them. It doesn't work that way because, you still got to get off your ass and get on the bus and go across town and go file a stack of paperwork just to be told, no, you don't qualify. Okay? For whatever reason. This is much easier to get qualified than it is to go down and get on an EBT food stamp card. Think about it, guys. Think about it, ladies. How much paperwork does it take for someone to go down to a government agency, time and effort to go and get on an EBT card, and then, you're stuck on the plantation for God knows how long? It's literally an act of Congress. It is. But for the hoops that you have to jump through, okay, to go and get on the government dole, it's just not worth it. Here, you don't have to get out of your chair. You don't have to go and jump on the bus or drive across town. You don't have to buy $40 worth of gas to do this. Your investment is right here on your computer. And getting that across to your referrals, it takes a bit of rapport on your part with them, not necessarily convincing them. And if they hang up on you because they think it's a scam, fuck them, okay? There, I said it. Go on to the next call. Shit. You don't have time to worry and whine. Go to the next call. You're going to get calls. If you sign up for these co-ops, you're going to have a lot of hungry people calling your ass up. All right? You're going to learn how to write your ads right. You're going to write some ads that suck, and you're going to get some really sucky results. But you know what? If you're one of Mark's referrals, you better learn how to write ads because he can show you how to write ads. All right? I don't give all my stuff away. But with certain people, I can work with them, all right? Mark made a statement here in reference to submissions. If the folks want to change their title once a week, just email them a day early, and Matt will use one of the other titles they have given them. Mark, I'm going to unmute you. Can you talk? Do you have a
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. What is it?
Yeah,
What is that in reference to?
That's in reference to the submission site you were referring to earlier. When the guys and the girls submit their ad, they always have to submit 3 or 4 or 5 titles. You know
Okay.
that.
Right.
Some of the folks that are not got involved in it, just email Matt over there. Matt Meyer, he owns Classified Submissions. He's a really good friend now, like you. We've developed a really great relationship.
Yeah.
And if you just email a day early and say, hey, you used one of my other titles, he will do that for you.
Yeah. Let me get back over here. I think it's over on my default page where I have his. Here it is. Yeah, they've got a place over on their order page down here at the bottom. You know, yep. Contact us down at the bottom of that site. And I think they even have this. They're over in Fort Lauderdale. Click here to email us. You can email him and say, Matt, can you change the title on my ad? You know, and give him your account number, your email address. So sometimes, you know, you can even change your ad, can't you, Mark?
You can. Matt will let you go in and tweak it, you know, once a week. I had a great friend in Canada. She got 0 results for about 4 days. And I said, well, let's just call Matt or email him. She did, and it took off. It was just about the, you know, everybody knows the beginning of your process is a great ad. If you don't have a good ad, then, you know, it's got to say a lot of things. The title's got to grab them. The body's got to capture them. It's got to be what they're looking for, a solution in their life. You know, your ad is the beginning of the process.
Well, see, this is one of the books that I'm working on right now, and I wanted to give out to everybody. When I'm finished with it, I'm going to make it available on the groups. The book is not going to have any links in it. It's just going to have content. Okay, how to write good, strong ads with, you know, headlines that grab and the words that grab. I don't always show my ads, you know, that I write. I've got some that I test over on Craigslist. And why do I use Craigslist? Why do I still use Craigslist? Even when sometimes I get results that suck. Well, if my ads are pulling and I get good responses to them, then I know I'm doing something right. It might be the title. It might be the body. It might be the long ad. It might be the short ad. So, you know, I still use it, you know, to test my ads, if nothing else. Whether I get good leads from it or not is a different question, or, you know, that's a different issue. But with this service here, classified submissions, you're going to get some kick-ass responses. And you figure, guys, $39.95 a month divided by 30 days, that's $1.33 a day. I don't know where you can get advertising that cheap. I can't even get advertising that cheap over at Thrifty Nickel. Okay. My Thrifty Nickel ads cost me a couple of $100 a month. Okay. And that's just in one city. You know, so you guys that came in here with Mark, check out his stuff. And, of course, Cindy and Mina, I think y'all have been one of my regulars. I don't know if y'all are in my downline or not, but Thomas and Joseph, they come in on my calls. They're part of my network. They're coming in and getting training. I've got a bunch of people that, you know, I tell them, I said, use these. The best responses you're going to get, all right, is, you know, from those classified submissions, inbound calls co-op, a Fluentry Connection live calls, And this is just, ancillary. Use it. It's got a lot of good sites on it. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff in here. I still use MLM, Recruit on Demand. It's a different strategy. You're calling people that are already familiar with the industry and all, but I use that. Quick Ads is another one I use. They've got a little cheap ad that you can run for $5, $7, in 439 cities across the U.S. And you can pay for it with PayPal. That's another thing I like about Quick Ad. I can come in here and place an ad. I can just say post in all cities. And they do get indexed into the search engines, so I might say income opportunities or jobs. It depends. A lot of people are looking for jobs. They're not looking for income opportunities. Okay, so I go jobs. Posting fee is $5. If you want to highlight it and stick it, I think it's an extra $2. But let's say customer service. I can post over here. It'll expire in 60 days. $7 for 60 days is not a bad rate. So if you say $7 divided by 60, that's 11 cents a day. 11.6, that's 12 cents a day. Post the title, location, the ad body. You can log in and tweak it, okay? You can highlight, bold, italicize, underline, large, extra large, put in your compensation, the type of job, full-time, part-time, temporary contract, etc., benefits, yes, no, phone, contact name, your email address, and then you can put up to 12 images, optional map if you want to go, they went up. It used to be $7. Post and feature your ad in all cities. Okay, post in all cities, including Canada. They've added Canada. This is great. Used to be just U.S. 563 cities, 60 days, $5. If you want to feature your ad in all cities, it's $8. Okay, so $8 divided by 30, or divided by 60 rather, 13.3 cents a day. All right, and you can pay for it with credit card, debit card, electronic check, PayPal. You can add the urgent sign to your ad for an extra $2 for 10 days. So $8 and $2, $10, for an extra 10 days, you can put that urgent label button on your ad, and people will respond to it. They respond to stuff like that. If you feature it and make it urgent, I've got to have 10 people. I'm only taking 10 people. You can put a time limit. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go about this. There's just, with the, classified, submissions, ad post is another one, MLM Recruit on Demand, quick ads. I use these people all the time. I'm always giving them my money. And what's some of the others? Let me go over here and find classifiedads.com. Let me get over to Instant Rewards Quick Start Notes. Okay. That's not the one I want to It's not the one I wanted to give you. Here. This is the latest. Okay. Get a copy of this and download it, guys. Okay. This has got all your quick start notes in it. It's got the link to the quick start notes text, the webinar link here that we're on tonight. Go over to YouTube. This is the new YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. This is the old YouTube channel. You want to subscribe to that too, because I still put stuff up there. I'll put short videos on the old YouTube channel, and I'll put short and long videos up here on the new one. All the webinar replays are going on to the new channel, okay? And actually there's an advantage to this because I'm running more than one channel. That gives me better exposure in the search engines and on YouTube. So, you know, I get a lot of leads off of YouTube, and this is something else you guys, you know, ought to be looking into doing. I know Mark is. Do some webinars, do some screen captures, share some videos like Mark did today on his wall, put it up on YouTube, share your story. Do like my friend Kamiko up there at Ford Hood. She just, you know, sits there on camera and communicates with her team, and she gets a lot of exposure that way, okay? There's other people out there that probably have videos on YouTube about instant rewards. They probably don't have as many as I do, okay? I've probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple of hundred overall, just on instant rewards alone. Not counting all the others that I do, because if you do at least one or two a day, they're going to add up. All right. So if we don't have anything else going on, we've been about an hour and a half now. I am going to call it a night, and we will see you next Saturday, because Wednesday is New Year's Eve, Thursday New Year's Day, and that's my mom's birthday. She'll be 85. So I'm going to take Mom out on her birthday, on her 85th birthday, and we'll go do something over at one of her favorite restaurants. She likes to eat over at one of her favorite restaurants here in town, so we'll go over there. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Mina, thank you for showing up. Hope I answered everybody's questions. Mark, thank you for your input. Appreciate it, guy. Esther, Kristen, Cindy, Belinda, glad everybody could show up. Hope to see you guys again next Saturday, same time, same channel.
Thank
Have a
you,
good night.
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.